Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall announced today he is running for a second term, vowing to use his office to turn back what he said is a surge in violent crime and lawlessness that started last year. Marshall, a Republican, made the announcement at a news conference on the steps of the AG's office building in Montgomery. The primary is May 24, 2022. Governor Robert Bentley appointed Marshall Attorney General in February to replace Luther Strange, who went to the U.S. Senate. Before that, Marshall was district attorney in Marshall County. In 2018, Marshall defeated Republican challengers, including former Attorney General Troy King, then defeated Democratic nominee Joseph Siegelman in the general election to win a 4-year term. Marshall said he worked with prosecutors and law enforcement to bring down the violent crime rate in Alabama, but said that effort lost ground last year. The first civil right of every citizen in Alabama is to be free from the fear of violence. And I got to work putting top priority on restoring law and order, Marshall said. Working hand in hand with prosecutors and the brave men and women of state and local law enforcement. I'm proud to say that we reduced violent crime statewide. Tragically, this past year has done much to turn back the clock as lawlessness has rose across our country. Cities set ablaze. Businesses and homes reduced to rubble. Historic sites graffitied with expletives and anarchist and communist insignia. Monuments toppled. Innocent children sprayed with bullets. Mobs menacing innocent victims. Skyrocketing murder rates across our country and our major cities. I promise you this, the wave of the past will not be the wave of the future. There will be law and order in the state of Alabama. And so long as I am the state's chief law enforcement officer, I will fight for it, and I will see that mission through. The Department of Justice sued the Alabama Department of Corrections last year, alleging that the violent conditions in men's prisons violates the constitutional rights of inmates. The state has acknowledged problems but disputes the claim of unconstitutional conditions. The state's prisons are filled beyond capacity and have a severe shortage of correctional officers. Marshall was asked today if he supported sentencing reforms to reduce incarceration. He did not rule out supporting any reforms but said, "Alabama doesn't have an incarceration problem, it has a crime problem. And that's what we'll continue to talk about." Marshall said his office worked to add restrictions to a new law allowing inmates to receive up to a year off their sentences if they complete vocational or other training. Violent offenders are not eligible for the program. There are still over 2,000 inmates that will be eligible for that program, Marshall said. And we hope they'll take advantage of it. But we didn't feel like violent criminals ought to have that opportunity.